2016. It's consider setting a public hearing date for a rezoning request, application number 2016-0027. It's Fairfield Southpointe rezoning, parcel number 4 in the Fairfield Southpointe plat of lots. It's situated near the reserve park up there, Klinger Park. The properties right now are R1 low density residential. The request is to change it to C1 general commercial.
What's the property around it?
So I think that's something, if we show the drawing, that's something we would ask in a hearing. You can look at this as the application is submitted. You understand everybody has a right to, or anybody has a right to.
I was just curious.
Well, there's a drawing. If anybody's here who can point this out, Bruce?
For illustration purposes, as you see in the light green, you'll see the roadway coming up. That's actually where the reserve apartments are. The dark green area represents our park itself at the top of Reserve Drive. The dark green line down by Cecil Henderson Road is actually the Montour Trail. This gray area or white, as you see it, is actually a rectangular area between the trail and our park is the property in question. The property owner wants to change the zoning classification to C1, which is actually directly across. You can see that in the red or orange area above that.
I make a motion that we set a public hearing date for the rezoning request.
You all hearing that?
No. I'm just not using my microphone. I feel like I'm louder that way. I make a motion that we consider setting a public hearing date for the rezoning request.
Well, we need to take the date in there. Let's come up with a date.
In August. Can we do it in August? Hang on. I'll come up with it.
Well, the second Monday in August?
No. August, yeah, that's fine. And on August 8th at 7 p.m.
Members of the board.
Is that enough time for everyone?
This would also have to go to the planning commission for review first.
August 8th, did you say that?
Oh, correct.
Well, why is it here then to set a hearing if it hasn't gone to planning?
We can set the date. So we just have to have their recommendation.
It can go this month to planning.
Before the July. It could be before the this month in July.
Make it before then in July, and we're going to meet August 8th.
That would be good.
I stand with my original date, which was August 8th at 7 p.m.
Is there a second to that motion for the hearing?
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? The motion carries. For 133-2016, it's to consider Ordinance 4-2016. It's
Do we want to set a time for the hearing?
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Amending the Unified Development Ordinance, Section 1212, relating to communication facilities. That's basically our tower ordinance. Do we have a motion to adopt the amended Unified Development Ordinance, Section 1212? That was the subject of our hearings. Is there a motion? Also move. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 No.
Those opposed?
No. Mr. Chairman, in regards to the cell tower ordinance.
Oh, wait, let me just announce so Carol has it. The motion carries 3-2. You get to,
Cindy and Frank.
yes.
Mr. Chairman, in regards to the cell tower ordinance, myself and other board members feel we should separate the different zoning districts and not have them all fall under the same setback. We agree with the setback being 500 feet from a residential dwelling in residential zoned areas. However, by having these same setbacks in commercial industrial zoned areas, we're hindering the future growth and development of Cecil Township. We're asking to consider lessening the setback of cell towers in commercial industrial zoned areas.
And I'd like to ask, I also would like to point out that I agree with the residential setback. I think it needs to be 500 feet, but I'd like to ask that we set a hearing date to amend the ordinance that was just passed to change the setbacks in commercial and industrial.
Let's suggest we also do that on August 8th if the board so chooses to have that hearing.
Can we do it at 6?
Well, that rezoning here will probably be shorter than this hearing for those commercial and industrial cellular towers.
Well, you want to go back and change that first hearing to 6?
Bruce, does that look like it would work for getting an amended ordinance?
The general procedure is to draft an amended ordinance because we're doing zoning, submit it to the various planning commissions, and then hold a hearing after they've had a time to review. So we would need to do that at some point. We could hold a hearing beforehand to generally discuss, but I can also, or I can draft something up and do make it a little more conformal before holding a hearing, since we will.
I don't want this to drag out.
We have over 4.5 weeks before this August 8th hearing. Bruce, what's our turnaround time with our Washington County Planning Commission review? What's it been?
About 30 days.
That's what the emphasis requires.
30 days from when it's submitted.
Well, they need 30 days to review it.
How long would, I mean, it doesn't seem like a huge amendment to make this change and then hold a hearing, so.
It's a statutory.
That's what I'm asking. What's the absolute soonest we can get this?
30 days. The hearing can be held 30 days from the submission to the planning commissions.
How soon can we get it submitted to planning?
I need some input as to what changes we want to make to it.
All right, that's what, to make a long story short, we're not going to be able to squeeze it in on August 8th. We're just going to have to get together, have another hearing, and then some other amendments may come up in the meantime. So maybe if we can take that meeting after our zoning, the Monday after our zoning board meets, they meet the third Monday. It seems like Monday is best for the board. If we take the fourth Monday, is there a fourth Monday in August?
Or could Chris just have the language prepared for next Monday?
There's 5
Mondays in August.
The first 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 23rd.
Is everybody willing to come on the fourth Monday?
The 22nd.
If we set this for 6, then some other, in the next month and a half, some other amendments may be proposed, and then we can add that to the also.
What would be wrong with just having it prepared for our supervisor meeting in August?
It's not enough time. It has to be submitted to the planning.
Well,
He needs time to prepare the language or investigate other municipalities and how they are set up and what their language is, and then we need 30 days. So
You need a month to investigate.
I don't need a month. I can probably have something. So we're trying to separate residential from commercial and industrial.
We've never done that
The board want to give me any input as to what type of setbacks they would like in the residential and the commercial and industrial areas?
Height of the tower.
I should be able to have a draft distributed relative.
So basically what it was before. But keep the residential protections, because that's important, but allow, I mean, in Southpointe, you don't need it to be 1.5 times the height of the tower when it's all office buildings.
Members of the board, just for when I submit the information to county planning, they do a fairly quick review and a quick turnaround time, so it normally doesn't take 30 days.
Okay, that's what I asked. What's their general turnaround time? What the experience is?
It varies. Most recently, if I call Don, they'll do it within a week, 10 days.
Whatever we can do, we can set 2 dates to keep one on August 8th, immediately following that zoning request change. And then if for some reason the dates that the developer already approved, doing it for the August 24th, 22nd. So we'll offer both dates, and then we'll take the nearest one that we can.
So you need to amend my motion.
No. We understand that that's part of it.
and the idea is that you want to just be a little more lenient with the restrictions when it comes to commercial. Is there a reason that to come no matter what, and then have a, just have a meeting? Just leave it the way it is with more teeth in it?
That's what's happening. It's approved as it is.
Correct?
So we're just making an amendment
To make it more lenient?
just for commercial.
But it's still a conditional use hearing, they still have to go through a hearing.
Right.
But that would be one standard that's set that they meet automatically, and then any conditions the board puts on it is separate from that standard of, say, the height of the tower.
The idea is that we want them to have conditional use hearing and always come and let the public participate.
Correct.
So we have that in place with what just passed.
Yes.
Correct. But
We
if,
did,
So you want to make it a little more lax for business?
no. So they have to come no matter what. If they are in a commercial zone, say Southpointe, for example, even if we agree that there's no residential property around it and it really isn't in anyone's way, there's resident or commercial buildings all around, we have an ordinance that states that it's 1.5 times. Do you want to start breaking ordinances on a regular basis?
No, have them come before and have a meeting.
Breaking ordinances on a regular basis.
I just wouldn't mind if they come before the board.
They
the
would.
way,
Either way.
the way conditional use hearings meet, in order for the board to approve it, they must meet the objective standard
Right.
set forth. So the ordinance we just passed is roughly 150% of the tower height, that's the setback. If they would like a variance from that requirement, I believe they would have to go to the zoning hearing board and demonstrate that they're entitled to a setback variance. So it wouldn't be coming before the board, our board, to say that this is going to restrict it and you negotiate something small. They would need to get a variance. And I believe what Frank and Cindy are proposing is to lower that objective standard to 100% of the tower height in those two districts.
Right.
Going into
For the purposes of finding a middle ground.
Not at.
Which one?
Well,
Commercial and what?
Industrial.
Industrial, I-1 or I-2 or
I
both?
think all industrial.
Okay, I'd like to see it.
Oh, that.
See it draft.
It's just a motion to set a date to have the hearing for us to decide. So we have a motion to set it initially on August 8th, and timing works for the submittals to our Planning Commission and the Washington County Planning Commission. Immediately following that conditional use, that rezoning application. And if the timing doesn't work out, Bruce can automatically switch to that August 22nd date at 6 p.m. for a standalone ordinance amendment here. That's the motion and the second. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Director Carroll, 4-1, the motion carries.